Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Infi versus Remind. This game taking place here on Tyrannus Stand. Remind has spawned as the blue orc over here in the bottom right hand side of the map, opening up with that Altar of Storms, followed by an orc burrow. Meanwhile, let's take a look over here on the top left. We have Remind spawning as the red night elf. Night Elf versus Orc in this 1v1 matchup. We'll see how things will be getting underway in this game. Ancient of War already being set up down across over here. As well, it should be an entertaining game. Game was recommended to me. Hopefully it does not disappoint. Tyrannus Stand, a map that, well, doesn't have that many critters. For all of you guys who keep track of things like this, critters actually matter a lot to the undead. Additional skeletons on the map, allowing for Rod of Necromancy use. Tyrannus Stand is a map that doesn't have very many of those, so you almost have to clear out these easier creep camps to start using that Rod of Necromancy early on. We are going to be looking at some gameplay, and well, I do apologize for the fact that I am currently unable to set it back to English. All of my menu options and interface is in English, but whenever I load up a replay, it's not loading up exactly correct, so apologies there. We are going into a Shadow Hunter, a Grunt, and we are getting up a second Orc Burrow already. So that means that the delay to Tier 2, or it's not going to be a very fast tech to Tier 2. We are also looking for perhaps a Voodoo Lounge, and the timing on that as a peon now makes its way out to perhaps initiate a Lightning Shield with that Shadow Hunter. Ancient of War gonna go ahead and engage right here. Let's take a look. Archer, is it gonna try and get the lightning shielded? And that's gonna be the instance right there. There it goes. You see that the Archer purposely gets a lightning shield, and it's actually gonna be a Demon Hunter coming in from Remind. Remind opening up with the Demon Hunter here. Mana burn onto that little apprentice wizard. Lots of damage has been done already. Meanwhile, back across over here, similar strategy by that Shadow Hunter. Forest Troll Shadow Priest has been picked up as well. You can take a look at this. The Shadow Hunter is purposely going to back off, still maximizing as much damage as possible. Is it going to finish off everything right there? Almost finishing off the last remaining unit, but that Lightning Shield has come to an end. If you guys were watching, that Lightning Shield did a majority of that damage. Voodoo Lounge has already been set up. Shadow Hunter now with a good amount of mana available to him. No Serpent Wards as of yet, not quite sure why. Gonna pick up, I believe that was a Slippers of Agility +3 as the Demon Hunter makes its way over. Alright, early damage onto that Voodoo Lounge. Archer and Forest Troll Shadow Priest gonna try and engage. Let's take a look at that. Oh, a quick Hex onto that. Poor Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter easily gonna mana burn and then perhaps want a mana stealing here, and all of a sudden the Shadow Hunter is in trouble. Demon Hunter has not been a common hero as of late. We could be looking at another mana burn onto that Forest Troll Shadow Priest as the units are now looking to retreat back. Forest Troll Shadow Priest tries to run away, and it will be able to slip through right there. Grunt actually, while holding its ground in that narrow passage in order to prevent the Demon Hunter from continuing that chase. Now, Remind's strategies, well, look to be a little bit dated, but then again, the overall meta has been swapped up quite a bit. Demon Hunter getting in some additional damage there. However, Forest Troll Shadow Priest getting hexed. Is it going to get taken down, or is it going to get perhaps denied? Demon Hunter now trying to go back the other way once more. As you can take a look at Forest Troll Shadow Priest down to 93 hit points and trying to get away again. Doesn't want to take additional damage here. Gonna use a healing salve, but no clarity potion, surprisingly enough. All right, Demon Hunter and this one particular well, Shadow Hunter, they both in fact had Wanda mana stealing, so they were kind of just exchanging blows right there. As you can take a look, Archer gonna take a large amount of damage, could get taken down. Oh, there it goes. Demon Hunter now back over, gonna get a mana burn onto the Forest Troll Shadow Priest as the units are now backing away once more. Alright, let's take a look at this. Demon Hunter down to 122. No Hex available. If it perhaps had a Wanda mana stealing and 25 mana, could have hexed that last bit right there and then, well, prevented the escape. Meanwhile, Grunts finishing off this Apprentice Wizard creep camp, finishing them down here rather fast. Not going to be able to get to level 3 though, but picking up, well, a Ring of Protection +3. All right, let's see what the continual play is going to be. Heading off over here, Forest Troll. Naga Sea Witch now going after the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now trying to head back. Boots of Speed transfer to that Demon Hunter as well. In addition to that Mantle of Intelligence, all the units need to retreat back away as the Shadow Hunter gonna go ahead and try and pick up some items. Gets another healing salve here. Gonna have some problems. That Grunt, well, taking a lot of damage. Naga Sea Witch early on. We're at the 5-minute 30-second mark, but the Demon Hunter already having that additional Naga Sea Witch for the slow, and that is going to cause a bit of problems. Now we should be looking at some repairs right there. There we are. Repairs are already underway. Beautifully done to kind of trap the unit here as we go into a Pit Lord second. Now, this Grunt is very low on hit points. Peon actually blocking here, and a beautiful, beautiful play by Infi to try and hold the door. Grunt now trying to make its way back across over here. Shadow Hunter, where is it going to go? Shadow Hunter hiding back over here. Where is it going to go next? Scroll of Town Portal to get away. Demon Hunter could actually have a little bit of bad news. Where is it going to try and get to? There's a Grunt. The Grunt gets taken down. Shadow Hunter now getting healed back up. Meanwhile, units are heading back every which way. Where did that Demon Hunter go? The Demon Hunter, well, no, Demon Hunter Staff of Teleportation to back home here and is now healing back up. Meanwhile, Pit Lord gonna try and engage but decides to back up as well. All right, low hit point Grunt getting taken down there. Perhaps that Grunt could have been hidden off over here instead. That Scroll of Town Portal jump just to jump back out. That Demon Hunter taking a lot more damage than he was expecting from those Orc Burrows, as we are now going to see both sides go back to their respective corners to, well, just creep out their side of the map. Demon Hunter engaging here. Forest Troll Berserkers and Forest Troll Berserkers and Forest Troll High Priest gonna go ahead and get finished off. More damage getting brought on through as an expansion should be getting underway. Now the Pit Lord here is in a curious spot. Does have Ring of Protection +3 in addition to that Claws of Attack +9, and it does have Cleave, so that is a lot of damage for a frontline unit. Surprisingly though, the Pit Lord actually picking up another Ring of Protection +3. If that Pit Lord gets into the 12 to 15 range of armor, he's going to be able to deal a tremendous amount of damage, and with a heavy focus on piercing and magic damage coming in from Remind, that Pit Lord will be able to just cut through everything so quickly. Raiders are now looking to back up here. Let's take a look at that wizard, apprentice. No, that's Renegade Wizard, I believe. Will easily get finished off. Pit Lord now looking to swipe its way through, finish off some more units here. Both sides just doing creeping in their own neck of the woods. Pit Lord sitting at level 2. It can get a little bit more damage as well. Shadow Hunter, a great support hero as well, with those healing waves to heal that Pit Lord, who could end up taking too much damage in that front line location. Level 5 Brigand quickly getting surrounded there. What item is that? Cannot quite tell. It is going to be a Health Stone, the perfect item right for that Pit Lord, as he needs to find a way to heal back up. All right, Scroll of Speed being used, Mana Burn, Hex. Are we going to see a surround onto any important units? There you are, just trying to swipe its way through, finally get an ensnare off onto a Forest Troll Berserker. Forest Troll Shadow Priest is going to quickly get finished off by the Naga Sea Witch. Meanwhile, units, there is another ensnare. Demon Hunter could be in trouble. Is it going to be able to break free here? Naga Sea Witch has a Staff of Preservation. It gets out of harm's way. Pit Lord looking for an opportunity to use this time well. Shadow Hunter be able to clear out these creep camps. As you see, there was also Fairy Fire cast on to that that Witch Doctor. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, not Witch Doctor, Shadow Hunter. All right, let's go ahead and go back over here. Ensnare onto that Naga Sea Witch. More little bit of damage being done here. Units have been regrouped. Druids of the Talon are now currently out for Remind as an expansion is getting underway as well. Remind already has mastery training, so Remind using the old school strategy of Cyclone and Dots. There you go, picking it up right there, that Pit Lord up in the air. Raiders coming across with the ensnares as well, as we see a Goblin Tinker as the third hero. Shadowhunter now out of mana. Pit Lord still a powerful hero, and as it is a strong melee hero, it doesn't necessarily need mana, but so much damage being done by Remind right now. 39 supply compared to 45. Dots are making their way back. Grunts could easily get taken out, as you can see that the Pit Lord is just trying to slice its way through an uncomfortable spot here. The expansion is about to be done, and with the easy access to fortified armor, the Druids of the Talon are not really going to be able to do all that much any longer. Normally, Dots are able to put pressure onto these Orc burrows at tier 2. However, they already have fortified armor, making it, well, significantly weaker. All right, Troll Headhunter does end up staying alive. More damage going to be brought through as well. Kodo Beast, nothing really there to eat. Clockwork Goblins, they are exploding as well. A couple of units could easily get taken down. Peons are trying to make their way through. Is it going to be able to make it? Raiders are now trying to slip through as well, taking a lot of damage once more. Headhunters need to get added for a bit of range damage. There goes another Raider off to the north, as the Pit Lord is slicing his way to try and get some extra damage. That Pit Lord, however, constantly getting picked up and, well, put back down onto the ground. Demon Hunter taking a little bit of extra damage. There is a quick Cyclone again. Need to finish off this the Pocket Factory, and then finish off these remaining units back on the ground here, as the Voodoo Lounge has been taken down. Ensnare quickly goes onto that Demon Hunter. Is going to try to get in front as well. Staff of Preservation saves again, as the Naga Sea Witch slithers away. Remind versus Infi in this matchup. Both sides go their separate ways, but it looks as though the Naga Sea Witch Goblin Tinker is ready to once again re-engage and chase. Let's take a look. Remind has been constantly harassing his opponent with less hit points, as the Demon Hunter joins back in on the fight. It does have a scroll of healing here, as we could be going into an engagement. All right, Kodo Beast, what is going on? Going straight after those units. Kodo Beast eats a Druid of the Talon. 2 Headhunters already down. Healing wave, Cyclone, and another Headhunter getting taken down there. More damage getting brought through. Demon Hunter needs to try and stay alive. Orb of Venom maximizing and dealing that damage there. Able to slip through. Mana burn onto the Shadow Hunter once more, as the units are in a bit of retreat. Devotion Aura on the Pit Lord, up to 12 armor. Units are backing up. 41% damage reduction. And it's so difficult to take out a hero when you have level 2 healing wave coupled with 12 armor. It feels like you can never really break through and get that hero into that orange zone. Kodo Beast slowly getting in their digestion here. Shadowhunter purposely gets lightning shielded again, and now using that for a little bit of additional damage once more. Let's take a look at that. Gold was given right there. Are we going to perhaps see a little bit more death? There you have it, picking up a scroll of the beast. Is that going to be sold or kept? Not quite sure. As well, every bit of extra damage does definitely help. Taking down another creep right there. Let's take a look at this. No units are, nope, there is a Druid of the Talon in a belly, so the Kodo Beast is currently revealing his location to Remind. Remind still has lots of Druids of the Talon here. Demon Hunter, Naga Sea Witch making its way over. Staff of Teleportation, Shadow Hunter is in position here to try and engage, and the Sentry Ward allowing the sight to see what is happening just around that corner. Murloc's getting finished up here. Let's take a look. Pit Lord just shy of 4. Shadowhunter strongly into 4 here. Cyclone getting picked up again. And picking up again once more. That range damage from those Druids of the Talon. So high damage indeed. Clockwork Goblins trying to create a little bit of a wall, but unable to do so. Well, unable to stay alive, as the Headhunters are able to, pick off those units still. Demon Hunter going to wait for the units to land. Pit Lord going to try and engage. 2 Raiders, a Kodo, and a Pit Lord are just currently up in the air, and this is a tough spot Remind with these Clockwork Goblins is getting a little bit of a summoned unit advantage as the Demon Hunter now continues to chase back. Alright, Headhunters need to back up again. It looks as though one low hit point Raider could get taken down. There you go. Tinker just now gets to level 2 as the Tinker is purposely getting into harm's way. Can he get a Pocket Factory down in front of that unit? There you go. One more shot as the Goblin Tinker's robotic arm finishes off and does the damage. Shadowhunter now trying to get away. Demon Hunter, well, going after this. Shadowhunter once more. Scroll of Town Portal heading back. Both sides on 2 bases right now. But Remind showing that oldie but goodie strategies still work and are difficult to deal with. Coming back across here, Pitlord sitting at, well, upwards of 60 damage, still has an item slot to go, currently sitting at 13 armor. If it can get in, it's already at above the 12, which is where I feel like damage is so difficult to put onto a hero. Hero damage or heroic armor already takes reduced damage from magic and piercing, all of the range types. And then when you add in the additional armor, the 13 base armor there, so difficult to finish it all off. Cyclone, Pitlord going to try to come across. Is it going to go for a Howl of Terror? Yes, it does. Now picks it up once more. Let's take a look as the Druids of the Talon going after these units here. And Pitlord going to continue to engage as well. Let's take a look what's going to be happening here. Pitlord going to try and go after these units. Pitlord just chasing again. Goblin Tinker, Mass Druids of the Talon. Cyclone once more unable to get a swipe going with that Pitlord's cleave. This Pitlord has rarely ever had any mana throughout this matchup, as we're going to continue to see this battle rage on again. Alright, Raider currently up in the air. One Raider gonna get picked off right there. Pitlord getting picked up and put back down constantly. And, well, as the Druids of the Talon reach critical mass, and as there's always a Druid of the Talon with mana, problems will start to arise. Alright, Pitlord trying to get into a spot. Triple Clockwork Goblins that explode on death to deal damage. And even when they die, well, no experience is given. Alright, we can see that Remind has finally gone into low upkeep as well. He has been mining more gold than his opponent pretty consistently. There is another ensnare, and what's really happening is that this Pocket Factory is creating a little bit of a zoning issue. It's basically a mobile building that Remind is using it to make it difficult for the Pitlord to get within range of these Druids of the Talon. And then even by walking by it, these Clockwork Goblins, as they're coming out, are dealing damage and, well, putting a little bit more pressure. You cannot freely chase, and damage in this game does start to add up. Remind sitting at 70 over 70 compared to 65 over 70, needs to get some additional Moonwells up for the extra healing and to not become supply blocked. Wisp down across over here. What is the Pitlord and the Shadowhunter follow-up play going to be? Demon Hunter is at 3, just shy of 4. Naga Sea Witch solidly at 3, and the Goblin Tinker solidly at 2. Decent items on the heroes there, but really the Pitlord with that Rings of Protection and all of those survivability items is well, it's something to behold. Demon Hunter in that front line, anti-magic potion, potion of healing, Claws of Attack +9, and Orb of Venom turns him into a very powerful machine. But the Tauren Chieftain now with Endurance Aura first to even allow the Pitlord to be dealing more damage. Alright, faster movement speed, 6 additional item slots to use, perhaps Scrolls of Healing and other useful items as well. Staff of Teleportation, Demon Hunter most likely teleporting back to rejoin up with his brethren, as the units now making their way down. Alright, 1 Orc Burrow, 1 Watchtower is all that we have at this expansion. Repairs could get underway pretty easily. This Mass Druid of the Talon army, however, as effective as it is, not good against fortified armor. Let's take a look. What is this? A hexed Chimera. The Chimera now needs to try and get away. Pit Lord is right there as well. As you can see, the Pit Lord is now just up in the air, and this is going to be a problem. We do also have Troll Berserkers going to be joining in on the fight here, starting to pick apart, and we'll see where all of these units are going. 2 Chimeras are currently out. Pit Lord picked up and dropped back down. Who's going to come out ahead? Kodo Beast does, is calling for additional damage. There's a Howl of Terror, and there is damage reduction already. All right, continuing all of this pressure here. Raiders going to try and engage. Headhunters could go after some of those units as well. Difficult to get to the spots that you need to. Howl of Terror removing much of the damage right there. Let's take a look. Raiders are just trying to get in the spot, and well, the Pit Lord is amongst a whole bunch of units. Could just try and swipe his way out of this tough spot. As you can take a look, the Pit Lord has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability and could just be using exactly that. Not quite sure why he doesn't engage with that Potion of Lesser Invulnerability right there. Demon Hunter, Potion of Healing, Howl of Terror being used once more as it still has a little bit of life to go. Constant Cyclone picking him up. Staff of Preservation trying to save a low hit point unit. Healing Ward making it difficult to save or to pick off any of those units again, as a bunch of low hit point orc units also able to survive. All right. Staff of Teleportation. Shadowhunter perhaps looking to buy some additional items. Clarity Potions need to be used in order to do a bit more healing. There's going to be the Death of a Wisp or Detonation of a Wisp right there. Same thing pretty much. As the Pit Lord now makes its way back down. All right. A lot of low hit point units to be had. Shadowhunter going to be coming over, perhaps healing, salving all of these low hit point units. Healing Wave as well. Let's take a look at that. Completely out of items already. And where are all of these units going to be traveling to next? Pit Lord still sitting at 4. Tauren Chieftain really wants to get to level 2, as we are now taking a look at an engagement here. Demon Hunter quickly looks like he was going to mana burn, but unable to do exactly that. Wind Riders joining in on the fight, and Wind Riders to go ahead and combat against those Chimeras. 3 Chimeras up in the air. Well, very, very high damage, and now we're going to be looking at Wisp for Detonation. Detonation to remove that Spirit Link, making it possible to actually focus fire down units. All right, here we go. There's the engagement. Headhunt, or that one Chimera could easily get finished off. There goes one Chimera. Scroll of Protection also being used. As you can take a look, Scroll of Town Portal to try and get away in ethereal form. Not exactly the smartest idea when your opponent is going for Mass Druids of the Talon, but still in time to save all of the units again. So nice to see good old strategies. Yes, definitely is the case. Thank you for tuning in, as we're looking at the Chimeras able to easily put pressure onto these buildings. Wind Riders show up. Are they going to be able to slow down any of those? Oh yes, picks off a Chimera right there. 0-3 armor, but still not enough, as we could be looking at a bit of repairs once more. Chimera is the final unit to try and make this army effective against buildings. Remind now retreating back again, as we are looking at Remind. Nope, not setting up an expansion over here. Just an Ancient of War scouting out and holding on to that position. 2 Chimera Roost. Thank you, Sanakos, for the follow. Thank you very much. Thank you for sitting in and joining with me. Definitely check out my YouTube channel if you have not done so already. Crota Gaming has plenty of, well, WarCraft 3 casts, literally in the thousands if you want more. Thank you, Mr. Kraju. As well as we're looking at a pocket, well, tiny Great Hall being used to set up an expansion as well. All right, 23 minutes now joining in. Looks like a big fight going to be coming across. Demon Hunter and Goblin Tinker going to be here ready to engage. Belt of Giant Strength and Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3, adding in extra hit points there. Not quite sure why it's not on the Demon Hunter. Perhaps he's low on item slots. Let's take a look at this. Kodo Beast wants something to get into its belly. Tauren Chieftain rarely has used any of its mana, but the additional attack speed and the auras on this orc army is rather scary. The fact that the Pit Lord also has those swipes adds in a lot of bonus damage as well. All right, yeah, getting follows and getting subs actually like livens me up, I realize. Not quite sure why. But yeah, definitely thank you for the follows. It reminds me that I'm not doing this all by my lonesome self. ancient here, well, Tree of Eternity about to get into position. It will be able to entangle that gold mine. And with this, well, Remind should be able to start engaging as well. That's the key thing right now. Remind doesn't really want to start fighting until he knows that he can replenish his army just as quickly as his opponent is. Let's take a look at this. There is still the Wand of Mana Stealing on that Shadow Hunter. He's been holding that onto that since the very beginning of the game. The Demon Hunter sold his much earlier. We'll see where this is going to be going next. Pocket Factory now down. We're going to look at an engagement here. Fairy Dragons with Mana Flare. That's going to be a problem with their additional 6 armor. Mana Flare is going to be into that 18 armor range. Difficult to try and do anything. And once those Fairy Dragons are in Mana Flare mode, well, the engagement and casting of spells is difficult. You need to protect this expansion. Pitlord going to try and engage here. Pitlord is going to start fighting his way through. Howl of Terror, reducing much of the damage. Wind Riders and these Troll Berserkers are going to be focusing down units as well. 77 Chimeras in the back there. Howl of Terror has come to an end. Does the Pitlord have enough mana for another Howl of Terror? No, it does not. Cyclone, half the army, it feels like, is currently up in the air as the Pitlord finally gets to level 5. Potion of Invulnerability should be used sometime soon, as we're seeing as so much damage being pushed off every which way. Alright, Troll Headhunter able to finish off one Chimera. The Tinker trying to head back as well. As we're taking a look at the Fairy Dragons being left behind. And with that, all of that has come to an end. Staff of Preservation saved as well, saving that Demon Hunter from near certain death. Infi doing a great job. Remind now behind by 16 supply, but more importantly, giving a lot of experience to his opponent. Pitlord is now at 5, Shadow Hunter is now at 5, and the Tauren Chieftain is at 3. Yo man, always enjoyed watching your casts on YouTube. Well, thank you. Thank you for watching my casts on YouTube. Definitely helps. Please watch more. Ooh, Spirit Walkers now with Resurrection, able to get those units back out onto the field. No mana, no easy way to get mana, but this is going to be important for that disenchant and also for that Spirit Link. Pitlord 6 equals game over. I don't know. Let's take a look at this. Goblin Tinker and the Demon Hunter. Yeah, this is only a 4-3-3 here. Remind is definitely falling further and further behind in terms of hero level. The expansion is still not fully saturated here by Remind as well. So that's why his army is not being able to be recouped nearly as fast. 2-0 upgrades going up against what is that, 03 upgrades. The main difference is that the Kodo Beast is giving that additional War Drums aura, which I believe is 20% damage, essentially making this 2 upgrades overall. Wind Riders, or 4-0 upgrades overall, if you could imagine that. All right, here, ready to go. Tree of Eternity under a lot of duress right now. Let's take a look at this. Demon Hunter wants to do a base trade. It's going to be base for a base right now. Let's take a look at this. Fairy Dragons, you can also take a look. Sentry Wards are down as well. There's a stasis trap to be had. All right, and is the stasis trap actually going to trap anything? That is the big question there. Let's take a look at this. Oh, it is now down, and are the units going to get trapped in the back? Here we go. There's the engagement. Mana Flare right there, trapping half of the army in position, or out of position there, as Cyclone picks up the Tauren Chieftain and the Pitlord. Disenchant trying to engage once more. Mana Burn onto the Tauren Chieftain. There goes a Fairy Dragon. Stasis traps causing problems as the units are being forced to constantly dodge and having to be wary of where they're going to land. All right, let's take a look at this. Pitlord still in that front line, trying to cleave his way through. Plus 20 damage as the Pitlord now makes his... No, that's not the Pitlord. That's the Tauren Chieftain. The Pitlord, or the Demon Hunter, is at plus 20 damage. All right, 2 heroes just up in the air still. 1 Headhunter in the back, playing target practice, not getting finished off here. Not quite sure what is going up here. Can just easily get that taken down. The Tree of Eternity was taken down in that exchange, and losing that expansion means that, well, Remind needs to stick around in this fight to win. This is not going to be an easy fight to win at all, though. Constantly picking up that Pitlord and that Tauren Chieftain. The front line is completely gone, but with nothing to really deal damage to these Troll Berserkers. The Troll Berserkers are just picking apart all of these Druids of the Talon. With that said, with that done, Infi takes the game from Remind. Remind unable to capitalize on an oldie but goodie strategy. Thanks for watching. thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.